Major scale mastery is so important, it cannot be expressed enough. With major scale mastery, it's just 12 scales. I have a whole playlist to help you as well, linked somewhere, to just 12 videos, absolute major scale mastery playlist. With major scale masteries, you can play any chord in any inversion, in any key. You can find other scales immediately. You can remember the shapes of melodies and understand how compositions are put together. It helps you compose as well and find the right notes that should work. You can do the improvisation and all the fancy jazz stuff. It's all from major scale shapes. Chord progressions, that's how you learn jazz in itself, even pop songs. A philosophy I call note value awareness. I have a video on that. All from major scales. You can also use them in a way I say use and abuse. And you can use major scales for precision, finger independence, dexterity, all these kinds of things. Mental exercises. So many benefits from major scale mastery. You can't avoid it. So very quickly, you start on any note. Start on C, of course. And you're going to follow the template whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The final half takes you back to the same note that you started with, but 8 notes higher, an octave higher. So in this case, I start on C. It doesn't matter that C is just the white notes. If you're playing the saxophone or guitar, it's not going to be the white notes. It's going to be a shape, whatever the instrument is. So don't feel special that it's just the white notes, the key of C. Anyway, so we're going to start on C, because each one has its own shape, its own feeling. So you go whole, that's 2 half steps. Whole again, 2 halves. And then a half. And then a whole. Then a whole. Then a whole. And the final half takes you back to the beginning. You can do that from anywhere. Let's do it from F sharp. So you're going to go, you start from there, you start from any note, you go whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Takes you back to the beginning. Easy. Now, when you've got a shape down, spend one day on each one if you want, if you really don't know them. And you're going to see shapes, you're going to feel things, you're going to be able to find adjectives and words that each major scale makes you feel. I was learning these within the first month. I had all of these down because I was at a piano at my grandparents' house or at school, and I'd find a key, let's say the key of E flat. I would find it using that template, and I would visualize it and play it over and over and over again in my mind. E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. If you don't know it in your mind, you can't play it at the piano, you see. So, not only did I master the shape, each one began to take on a life of its own. There's no way I would play this note in the key of A flat. Sorry, E flat, or A flat actually, but in the key of E flat. I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't play this note because it's not in it. It's not in the shape. It's not in the feeling. This is the shape of E flat, for example. So each one you'll just start to, so E flat is my water key. It just makes me feel of water and streams and rivers. It's a blue key for me. I could go through all the keys, but each one does have its own feeling and its own shape. Visualizing these is so beneficial because I've written an article actually which expands on this, and there's a concept called in neuroscience called motor imagery. It's a concept of imagining doing something without actually moving your body, and then when you come to do it with your body, you can actually do it better than those who haven't previously imagined it in their mind. Motor imagery, I have links, you can find it in your own studies as well. So by playing scales up and down in your mind, same thing with melodies and chord progressions and everything. When you come to the piano, you can do it a lot better if you've done it already on your internal piano. Super, super important. Another thing I'd like to say within the 5 minutes is that every major scale is the same importance. Books and regular courses take the less common keys and consider them more difficult. Absolutely the wrong way to go about this. Every key is just whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And you have 12 starting points. It doesn't matter if it's C and all the white notes, or E flat, or F sharp with lots of sharps, or B flat with 2 flats. It doesn't matter. A with 3 sharps. Each one is just its own shape, and that's it. Chopin used to start students on B major. B major isn't traditionally introduced until grade 3 or 4 or something, even though it's a really comfortable key that fits under the fingers. So don't get carried away by thinking that less common keys are avoidable or more complicated, because they really are not. Now, even if you're playing a piece in the key of C, there may be an F sharp chord in it, so you still have to know the scale of F major so that you can find the chord in that key. So you can't escape any keys whatsoever. Major scale mastery also helps you with inversions of chords, as I said. So when you learn the templates, which is going to happen in part 4, just for example, you'll take 1, 3, and 5. You can then play those in any order, maybe 5, 1, 3, because you can see the major scale. You're completely orientated. So spend a lot of time, maybe a day per key, finally, once and for all, getting down those shapes. 90% on your internal piano, 10% at the piano. All the technical stuff will come later, and it's only possible if you actually know the shapes in your mind first. So there you go. See you in part 4. All the best. Bye for now.